What's up? I'm here to review Dragon Ball Super Chapter 33. Overall, I thought it was a pretty, it was a pretty good read, pretty decent read. Not everything was perfect, as it usually goes, but yeah, I'm here to review it. So yeah, let's get to it. I'm a little like high and like tipsy right now, so I hope this video goes well. So I'll as it goes with like all my other manga chapter reviews. I'm gonna do like what I liked about the chapter, what it did better than the anime version, what it kept, and then what it did worse. So I'll start with like what it did better first. So I think the one of the best things, or actually no, I'll say that for later. The first good thing that this chapter did was that showing that people can't fly with Goku, right? So Goku flies up, and then we said something about like gravity, which I'll address later. But um, showing that I thought was very good, because now that he's shown that in a manga, it forces him to show for them to like fight on the ground or to just jump and to show that they just jumped. But I have two grievances about this, because too it's like what I was saying. In the anime, they forgot that characters don't fly, and so we've seen instances of characters like flying in the fucking anime, right? Whether it was Goku versus Jiren when they first fought, or like whatever, and they're like fighting, and yeah. Um, so like in the anime, this might change in the future where Toyotaru might like just forget to like make someone not fly. But the second thing that I don't like about this, which I don't think I really addressed when the rule was first stated in the anime that people aren't allowed to fly, I think this is like a very like stupid fucking rule, because Dragon Ball, especially the Z portion, the action, one of the reasons like why it was like so fast paced and full of like high octane action and like all this stuff, the reason like why it generated that feeling in a viewer, whether it was a reader or a television watcher, is because of the ability to fly. You know, just like the ability to fly heightened that sense of speed that they were moving like at FTL speeds like back in Z and like whatever, right? So if you're going to remove that from the end all be all final arc of Super, right, which very well may be the last arc of Dragon Ball that we get for like maybe forever, for a long time, right? If that is the last, if that's a rule that you gotta like, you shouldn't do that. You should not. And you, why would you intentionally cripple yourself? Right? You're already making the action worse, because first of all, action in Super, and I'll go off on a little rant here, but like action in Super has not been as, for the most part, has not been as good as Z, because really there's no planetary and universal destruction feats like on the sense of like a Final Flash or a Frieza and the Genki Dama like coming onto planet Namek. There's no like space shots of like key beams and all this stuff like destroying shit, right? And that's one of the things that made Dragon Ball Z's action so enjoyable. And yeah, I mean, yeah, we've had Goku and Beerus punch each other, and then we had like that universal destruction feat that they had like in the Battle of Gods of Super Arc, but that's it, right? And yeah, I mean, Zeno destroying the universes doesn't really count, because one, he's not fighting. Two, we don't even see like the universe be destroyed for the most part. We just see like his hand glow white, and then the people disappear. Not even the universe itself. And I think we see it. We saw like a couple planets disappear in Universe 2, like when it happened. But the thing was like, it wasn't like Namek's explosion or like Earth's explosion when Blue destroyed it. It's just like they're getting like teleported and like killed or some shit. So yeah. Anyway, I think like basically my whole point is like showing that removing the power of flight in a series like Dragon Ball in its final arc, supposedly maybe final arc, is just an unnecessary way to like you're shooting yourself in the foot, basically. There's no reason to do it. But yeah, so that's the first thing. At least it's something I liked, but there were two like problems that I had with it. The second thing that I liked was Tien reacting to Roshi not flying. It wasn't like super funny or anything, but it was just a nice little like, it gave me a chuckle. The third thing that I liked was the last panel of Goku and Hit talking. Goku's and Hit's conversation wasn't anything like mind blowing or anything, but I like the way Toyotaro drew that last panel, just the way like he drew them like posing and like talking with each other and stuff, or the way that they were standing rather, not posing but standing and talking. I just like that last panel. But the best thing this chapter did was remove like all the fodder people. So the anime obviously can't, and I guess it's kind of like unfair to compare like this because the manga is like a monthly. It's a monthly manga release, and the anime is a weekly release. Yeah, so by the anime, right? And the manga is trying to play catch up, and the fact that the super, at least the anime, is about to end, at least to me means that Toyotarou can't really drag out the manga as long as he wants. Because if the anime ends like in, it ends in March, right? Like in a month, no one's going to be waiting like 3 years, like of, like even if it's like 20 great chapters of like very well developed like information. People are going to suffer burnout. People are going to, you know what I mean? People are just going to like stop like not caring about it. And and the thing is like with Naruto, right? That sort of happened because the manga ended in 2014 and I think the anime ended in like 2016 or 2017. But the reason like why that can't hold true for Dragon Ball Super, even though like the anime and manga like their roles are kind of like reversed and that the anime is going to finish and the manga is going to finish second, is because the manga is monthly, you know? Like Naruto as a manga and as an anime, that was weekly. You know, those were weekly releases, and yes, there was filler and like all this stuff, but there was still like new content coming out like every week. In the case of the manga, this is only coming out like once every month. So it's not going to have that kind of staying power to be able to like continue like 3 years after March just so that, you know, to write the best story that it can. So yeah, I'm pretty sure like it's not going to go on for like a year or so. But anyway, the point that I was trying to make originally was that with the comparison was that because it's the anime, because it's weekly, and because there are 80 characters, you have to like stretch that out, right? Because one, filler and padding, right? And two, like ultimately that makes money. Three, you're thinking you're trying to make it exciting for the kids who watch it on Sunday morning, and then four, it's yeah, well, yeah, those are basically the 3 reasons. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Yeah, filler and padding, money, and hype and excitement. Yeah, so those are the things, right? And actually no, there was one reason I forgot. It's to replicate like the length of Dragon Ball Z with its 291 episodes, and Goku and Frieza like fight for 5 minutes, and it's like 20 episodes or whatever, right? So you got to replicate that, but the best thing the manga did was like get rid of all that shit and go back to the pacing of the manga, the fast pacing of the original Dragon Ball manga. There are multiple people getting wrung out as opposed to a couple or even just one per episode. And yeah, we had episodes in the anime where like 7 people got knocked out, like say with like Annie Laza, right? Or entire like 2 universes were killed within like respect with one another, like Universe 2 and Universe 6, right? So that's happened, but for the most part, almost all the episodes just eliminated like maybe 1, 2, or 3 people per episode. That's it, especially like early in the beginning. So the best thing that this chapter has done, or that it started to do, was that multiple people are getting wrung out. And this is great because not only does that increase like the believability of like the fight, or like you know what I mean? But it's getting rid of all the fodder, right? And it's getting rid of all the dumb fucking power scaling filler shit that was. Well, yeah, now we can confirm it's filler because it's not in the manga. All the dumb fucking filler shit that happened in the anime. So, getting rid of Hermila's and Prum's dumb sniper reflecting tactic that was used in episode 106, that's incredibly great, right? And now that Prum is eliminated, we at least won't see the reflecting part of it. Because, and the reason this is great is because, I've said it before, but these are not appropriate powers to use in a Dragon Ball series that is past Buu. You have to understand, Buu characters, Dragon Ball characters are able to destroy entire planets and suns, solar systems, galaxies, universes, like whatever, right? Move at the speed of light. Tank fucking planetary planetary explosions, right? All this like superhuman, superhero, like DC Universe, Marvel Universe tier stuff, right? And so if you're gonna introduce shit like poison and like sniping and reflecting and like feints and all this shit, that doesn't really work in that sort of series because it doesn't mean shit. And we've seen in Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball that it doesn't mean shit, but evidently like no one gives a fuck to like write it well to make it mean anything in either the anime and for the most part the manga, right? But that's the best thing, right? Getting rid of all like those dumb powers is just like great because Dragon Ball, it's not like One Piece or Naruto or Fairy Tail or Hunter x Hunter where it's like you can like someone weaker can beat someone who's much stronger than them because they have like this like just like this one really small tactic that's pretty much been useless against them back in the manga, right? Anyway, but that was a good thing, getting rid of Prom and Hermilla, right? Well, they didn't get rid of Hermilla, they got rid of Prom. So that whole sniper reflecting tactic is gone. Jamez is wrung out too, meaning him giving Gohan trouble just because he has Shinkanito, is anime only. And obviously, if you're the level of Gohan, ultimate Gohan, at least during the Buu arc, someone like that is not going to be fucking flustered just because someone has the fucking Shinkanito, right? Just because he has fucking instant transmission. That's no reason for someone to give like Gohan trouble. At least, and yeah, Gohan's gotten weaker and he's trained since then with Piccolo, which, by the way, he shouldn't have trained with Piccolo because obviously that makes no sense, right? You train with stronger people. There's no reason for you to train with someone that's like way weaker than you, unless you've gotten like unless it's like Gohan and Goten. Anyway, point is, I mean, I guess that can sort of work with Gohan and Piccolo, but Gohan's been training since then, I assume. Actually, no, in the manga he hasn't, right? So, yeah. But in the anime he was. So. Yeah, okay, anyway. That was a good thing. So, like, the dumb fodder tier, the scrub tactics that don't make any sense, those are all removed. Nink getting wrung out early, meaning that whole episode where he was like holding on to Goku as a Super Saiyan, then Goku had to go Super Saiyan Blue to break the hold, go to the fucking level of the gods to break Nink's hold, all that shit is gone, and that is fantastic. And the thing is, like, see, I would be more like tolerant to these things had they shown and made us believe the character was that strong, right? The thing is, like, okay, so I get this. I see this complaint a lot, like, oh, we don't know anything about Frieza and Sal and Boo and Jiren, like, when they first showed up. So why can we believe, like, oh, they can beat, like, Super Saiyan Blue Goku or like, whatever, and then fucking, like, Nink and Jamez can't? Well, I mean, you yourself right there said it. It's because those guys are, like, the main antagonists or the main villains of the arc, right? If we know that they're the main antagonist or the main villain of the arc, then we expect certain things out of them, right? I don't expect shit out of Hermilla and Prom, right? These are dudes that are just like, yeah, they're fucking fodder. It's like Goldo. I didn't expect shit out of Goldo like back in the Ginyu Force, right? When I saw that he was shocked at Krillin and Gohan's strength, right? So it's just like, or like when they flew so fast once he did like the time freeze, right? So it's shit like that, right? If you're going to make Jamez in the anime give Gohan trouble just because he has fucking Shinkanito, then you gotta show me like why that's the case, right? See, if they would have shown me that he was this Yarja from Universe 7 who migrated to Universe 2, fought this person who was on the level of Boo, like this villain, or not even a villain, just this person on the level of Boo, right? Back during the Majin Buu arc, right? If he fought someone like that and beat him during the Universe 2 arc, then I can understand, like, okay, why the Shinkanito can give him damage. But the fact is, like, there's no, like, good feats from him. There's no sense of danger from him. And his fights are, for the most part, not very well animated. So there's no sense of, like, feeling behind any of his attacks. And so the feeling that he is weak lends itself to, like, why one can't believe that, he can give Gohan trouble just because he has Shinkanito back in the fucking anime. And there's more reasons. It's like, it's the Elder Kaioshin ritual. Like, Gohan has so much fucking potential, and Jamez is just like, you know what I mean? Nothing about him. It's Jamez. It's not Jiren. It's not Toppo. It's fucking Jamez. So that's the thing, and that's the thing. That's one of the best things that the manga has done. That this chapter did was just like remove like all the dumb like bullshit for the most part. So that was good. Multiple people getting wrung out as opposed to a couple or even just one per episode. So those are all my good things about the chapter. Now I want to talk about the things that it kept. And the red herring, obviously the one, and I should admit that I'm wrong, is that it's the same fighters from the anime version of the Tournament of Power. And obviously the reason I don't fucking like this is because this is not a Toriyama. These don't feel like Dragon Ball characters. Who is that that Tuffle from Universe 2? I forget his name. Like he does not feel like a Toriyama character. Neither does the other two guys who do like the love maid dance with them in the anime, and neither does I don't know. Give me another. I can't even remember the names. Jium or the first fighter who got eliminated, right, in the manga, in this chapter. None of them feel like Toriyama characters, and that's the thing. That's why I didn't like the character designs for most of the Tournament of Power. I mean, yeah, I like some, right? I like Ribrianne, I like Ketapezla. I think those are characters that I can see. I can see prime Toriyama back during like 1984 to 1990, or not 84 because well, actually no, in Ribrianne's case yes, 1984. In Ketapezla's case more like 1989 because that's when Z started. That's when it started get a little more mature and shit. I can see him like in his prime drawing the manga, like creating like those character designs, right? I can see that. And so like those feel like they have like some sort of Toriyama flair. They may not have been created by Toriyama himself, but they have like a Toriyama flair to them at the very least, right? And most of these characters in Tournament Power don't. The Zapricho, Jium, the Muay Thai fighter who got eliminated, the next guy who got eliminated. You know, these guys don't feel like Toriyama characters, and so, but it does help, and it makes me more tolerant because this is a manga and this is in black and white, and in the anime I had to deal with like those fucking ugly ass colors, right? Here I don't have to do that. And Toei for the most part since 2009 with One Piece, and One Piece anime people can tell you this also. It's been pretty shit. Like their coloring specifically for like their characters, not even the characters, just even for like backgrounds and shit, has been trash. Things are super bright. Character skin look like fucking plastic, but even like the color combinations are just like terrible. Like I remember Gladius's, I think it was, his color scheme in the anime, if I'm not mistaken, was like fucking garbage, right? It's so bad. Gladius from One Piece. It was Doflamingo's like one of his bottom people. Actually, was it Doflamingo or was it Gladius or not? I don't remember. It could have been Lao G also. Lao G did not. His colors did not look good in the fucking anime. And yeah, that's basically it. It's just like this whole fucking like rainbow shit. It just does not look good. And so I don't have to put up with that shit here in the manga. But the main thing that I'm disappointed with is that all these people that seemed like they were created by Toei just because they were so like they had like the Toei feel to them, not a non-Toriyama feel to them. So I assumed like Toei had made them, but no, they're in fucking manga too. So maybe Toriyama himself didn't make it, maybe Toyotaro himself didn't make it, but still doesn't mean the design, in my opinions, are any good. So yeah. But see, that's the thing though. Like that's the thing when it comes to Kefla, because they go out of their way to say like no weapons and items are allowed to be used, but you know, so I wonder if the Potara is going to be used at all. You know, maybe or maybe not. But you know, now that we know that the anime fighters and the manga fighters are the same, well, who knows? Maybe Kefla is going to be in there. So yeah, that's one thing that I didn't like that they kept. A Yardrat being part of Universe 2 with no explanation, I didn't like that either. We're probably never going to get that also because Jemez is not that important that they're going to like go to the sidelines and like ask him like, why the fuck are you part of like, you know? I could be wrong about that. That might completely change, but yeah. So I don't like that. Having Gohan and Piccolo still preach teamwork when they're not those kind of characters, considering Piccolo's fight with Frieza in 17 and Gohan's with Dabura. or Dabra. Those aren't the kind of characters that kind of like preach teamwork. Though I can believe that in the end they might change so that they might do that. Even Goku and Vegeta did it during the Buu arc, like with the Genki Dama and stuff, right? So the fact that they can team up and fight, and at least they can team up and fight in the end, right? Like with the Vegeta buying time for Goku to use the Genki Dama. So I can believe I can believe Universe 7 members are capable of teamwork, but to like stretch that, to stress that as like a fucking tactic, I don't think that's the strongest thing. I mean, yeah, we've had it with Goku and Piccolo versus Raditz, but maybe I'm just making like too much of it. But the thing is, like with Gohan and Piccolo, right? Piccolo insisted that he fights Frieza and 17 on his own. Gohan insisted that he fights Dabura on his own. So, and he actually let Gotenks want to fight Buu on his own before he got absorbed, right? So, to me, it's not in character for either Gohan or Piccolo to really preach teamwork. Though, if there had been a phase or like some sort of panel where it showed like Gohan and Piccolo change with respect to that, I could believe it. I could believe that. So, it's like a 50-50 thing here. But anyway, the thing is, I don't like that they kept that. But I do like that that Toyotaro removed like the stressing of teamwork. Like in the anime, it was just always like teamwork. Like in those very early on episodes, like just Gohan yelling that over and over again, or like Beerus or Kaioshin, like whoever it was. And here we just get that phrase like 1 or 2 times, and it's just like quick to the point. So those are the things that I liked and didn't like that the manga kept. Now we're gonna talk about what the manga did worse. So Toyotaro did a horrible job explaining why one can or can't resist flying. So let me rephrase that, right? So the start of this episode, I said that Toyotaro did a good job showing like that characters cannot fly, right? They can't fly in on the Tournament of Power arena, right? By showing Goku like him flying, and then he gets brought down. But I'm going by this translation as when I make this point, because Whis says one can't fly because you can't resist the gravity, right? That's what he says, right? And this is a horrible explanation for why one can or can't resist flying, because the next fucking panel is Whis saying that Geum is able to resist this gravity because he has wings? What the fuck? That's not how fucking gravity works, dude. Listen. Look, characters have the ability to fly, right? Or birds have the ability to fly because they have wings, right? But that does. Well, I'm trying to like phrase this correctly so I don't like lose. Like I try to make it as clear as possible. That's what I'm trying to say. Look, birds can fly because they have fucking wings, right? And so they are able to resist gravity because of that. But why the fuck can't Goku resist gravity? Because he's using ki. He's using Bukujutsu. It's still fucking flying, you know? And I'm not... It's the point is that isn't really that one should or shouldn't be able to fly. It's just that Whis' reasoning that one can't fly is because of gravity? Because of gravity? What the fuck? What the fuck kind of sense does that make? Bukujutsu, it's irrespective of gravity. Characters fly all the time in Planet Vu, like with Pui, or whether it was Vegeta 300 times Earth's gravity. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is that? One can't fly because you can't resist the gravity. You can't resist the gravity? Yet Geum can do that because he has wings? What the fuck? What kind of sense does that make? So, he did a horrible job explaining that, right? Like, why one can or can't resist flying. He has wings. Okay, but having wings or not having wings doesn't mean, like, one isn't able to fly, irrespective of gravity in Dragon Ball. So, it's just, like, terrible explanation in that regard. The other thing I didn't like was the part with Roshi having a cool head, like when he was talking with 17. It was like a very small moment, but that seemed forced and unnecessary. Same with him telling Krillin he'll train him via milk runs. I didn't think that was like very, just because like it's just like this callback and homage. People are going like fucking like sucking its dick over that, but it's just like what the fuck, like That doesn't seem like a very like natural line of dialogue for him to have. So, and I also guess it's no surprise considering everyone could do it. But also, why is Tien surprised that Roshi can't fly, despite him knowing that Tien or Roshi has not trained anymore since then, and he knows that Bukujutsu is a crane school technique. He knows that Bukujutsu is from the fucking crane school, which Tien himself is from. Chaozu is from. Shen is from. Tao Pai Pai is from. So it's just like, how do you not know Roshi can't fly? Why are you surprised at that? And again, like, I guess it's at some point he expected him to like be able to learn it, considering like Gohan could do it and Gohan as a kid could do it. Fucking Krillin, you know, like all these characters could do it. Vegeta, Piccolo, like whoever. So I guess the fact that one can't fly is kind of like shocking. Maybe even Yajirobe can do it, you know. So it's just like, what the fuck. Then again, Yajirobe is stronger than Roshi during Dragon Ball at least. So, and then the other thing I didn't like was with, and I could be wrong about this, right? So someone go ahead and correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But Frieza and Frost's interaction is just so strange because it doesn't make any sense because. Frieza asks Frost if he rules with an iron fist, or Frieza asks Frost, Frieza asks Frost if he rules with an iron fist, and Frost says yes, he does. But he's no emperor though, so what the fuck is going on? He's just some guy who used poison in the Versus Universe 6 arc. That's it. That's it. He's not even a scumbag in the manga version of the of Super. Of the Universe 6 arc. He's not a scumbag in the manga version. He's just some guy that used a fucking poison needle. He's not fooling people like in he's not fooling the government by trying to make people think that he's a hero like in the manga. This is from what I remember, right? He's not a fucking villain. So like why is he all of a sudden acting villains? If someone only read the Dragon Ball Super manga, never watched the anime, right? They think like that would be weird. Like why the fuck is he acting like he's this emperor? He's not. What the fuck? He rules with an iron fist? What the fuck is that? Like, what? He's not an emperor. He's not an emperor. He's not like this kingly, princely dude. He's just some guy who uses poison who's touted as a hero, from what I remember. He's not even a scumbag. He's not even a bad person in the manga version. He's a bad person and scumbag in the anime for sure, but not in the fucking manga. And it's yeah, I didn't like that. It's only a small thing also, but the panel of the Universe 9 fighters reacting to Zeno arriving, that's unnecessary. The only reason I noticed it is because like I'm a fucking Toriyama fanboy, right? I'm so used to like the way that he draws and makes panels flow like in his manga. You know, he would if Toriyama was drawing and writing that, well, he is in some sense he is writing it, but Toriyama, if he was drawing that, he wouldn't show the Universe 9 people reacting to Zeno's arrival. He just showed Grand Prix saying, Zeno has arrived, and then it's the next panel of them, like, teleporting into their seats. That's it. No unnecessary reaction or nothing. It would just be that much. So, and again, it's not, like, some big, like, major problem, like, that deserves to be, like, I'm gonna knock down, like, 5 points or some shit, but it is still a problem, albeit a very small one, or a very minor one, but I'm still going to call it out. So, I didn't like that. And the main thing I didn't like, for the most part, was Catapesla being already rung out, because Catapesla was one of the few new fighters in this tournament that I thought was actually, like, felt like he fit the arc. Like, he felt like a good, like, Dragon Ball character, right? He wasn't, like, greatly developed or characterized or anything like that, but he still felt like he fit. And so the fact that he's already rung out, I don't like that. I don't like that. So that's one thing I will give the anime over the manga. It's Catapesla. Yeah, so I definitely don't like the fact that he's rung out. And the way Vegeta rung him out too, just like this doesn't feel like Vegeta catches him, throws him, and does this. I don't even feel like Toriyama would draw Vegeta like doing like this in the fucking 90s manga. So I didn't like that. Yeah. But on the flip side, Nink was eliminated early, so I guess it's a happy balance there. Anyway, so yeah, overall I thought it was a pretty solid, good chapter, good read. So that's basically my review, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm gonna go sleep. So take care. Have a good night.